viewers, my name's Cara. This is the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, and all of my plans have changed. So let me tell you what was originally going to happen and now what we're doing. So originally, I got this day off from work because Sheldon was going to be coming up to Ohio to stay with me. He would be up here for Memorial Day weekend. So I took this day off so that we could hang out, go some local places, and basically maybe show him around a few things that I have up here since he showed me around down in Arkansas last fall. So I got the day off. And then he could no longer make it up here, unfortunately. Sheldon is not here with me, but I still had this day off. So it also happened to be the day of the beach cleanup that my Green Sanctuary team does twice a year. So I thought, okay, well, I can still go to that. And I signed up for a yoga class this morning to finally get going back into yoga. So I signed up for that, and then a friend of mine was making his pro wrestling debut today, so we were going to go to that. And what has happened is that after my yoga class, I was running a little bit late, and then I had to pay for my class and decide if I was going to do a multi-class pass or the unlimited month pass or whatever. So that took a little while, and I had some questions afterward. Wanted to talk to the teacher about my experience and things that I liked and questions that I had about my reactions to things and certain poses. And really great class. So I got out a little bit late, and I was feeling kind of weak and sore and tired. I hadn't eaten since last night. So I wanted to stop and eat before I went to the beach anyway. Stopped to eat. By the time I got my food, was feeling really weak, needed to sit down and eat, didn't want to get back in the car and drive right away, and then by the time I would have gotten in the car and driven there, I would have been getting there around the time that they were done. Now I could have still just gone in order to just go to the beach, hang out, have a nice day, but instead I decided I would just go to a local park. And the court decision of a trial that was going on in Cleveland today was announced that one of the police officers who shot someone, the thing is I don't even honestly remember which case was on trial today because there have been so many of them lately I cannot tell one from another. I'll have to go on and look and see which one it was. But I got a text message from my boyfriend saying that the decision had just been announced that the police officer was found not guilty, so they're anticipating riots and general havoc, so we don't feel that it's safe to go into Cleveland tonight. And our friend also, who was going to be coming up from the south part of Ohio to join us for the wrestling event, needed to stay with his family. Something came up with his family. So none of us are going to that anymore. So my plans completely changed. So I sat down where I had gotten my food. I sat there and ate, got some of my strength back, you know, what little I had to begin with, and called up some of my friends to see if they were at the beach cleanup, and they weren't, but I chatted with my one friend from church for a bit, and then I called my other friend from church, and we caught up for a while. We haven't talked in a while. This is my Wiccan friend who was in the group with me, and used to facilitate magic class with me at my church as well. We talked for a while about a whole bunch of things, talking about Cleveland area pagan pride coming up this year, and just a whole bunch of things. So now, while I was talking to her, I was driving to a park around here that I had looked up on my phone, wanted to go to, and it turned out that that one was not this type of park. It was basketball courts and a pool and tennis courts and things like that kind of park. So that's not where I wanted to go. So I took a turn down the road and didn't really know which way I was going, just had to get out of the way of traffic, and it turned out to be the road that was pointing in this direction of this park. And this is a park that I've been to before, but I stopped at another entrance. This is actually the bridle trail entrance. So this is a different trail than I've ever been on. This trail does not connect to any other trails. It's pretty short. It just winds along the creek. And there's like a little log cabin or something over there. You might be able to see the smoke rising from there. I can smell it more than anything. But I can see it as well. I'm probably halfway down the trail by now. I meant to just update you really quick and then enjoy my walk. So let me stop before I get into this field. Let me stop here and finish my video so I can walk. So I'm here instead, and I didn't end up going to the beach cleanup, but I still wanted to get out into nature. I love going to the beach. It's Lake Erie is what I'm referring to. I'm in the Cleveland area of Ohio, and I love going to the beach, and I love picking up the little pieces of garbage because I know that it's helping the environment, it's helping our waters, and it's helping the wildlife, and that's really important, and that's something that we do twice a year, as I said, with my environmental group from my church. And I did it with a group from my college as well. The first time I ever did it was for the International Coastal Beach Cleanup, which happens in September of every year, where people get together on the same day on every coastline all around the world to pick up garbage, and then we also tally the types of things, and then that report gets sent so they can keep track of what's been found on all of our world's shores. And that gives us information about what needs to be done, about what kinds of plastics we need to be getting rid of in our packaging and manufacturing and things like that, and what stuff ends up in our waters and what harm is it doing. So that's really important, but I also just like being at the beach there. I'm not a swimmer, I don't do that kind of thing, but I love to be there because it's so much a threshold place. It's the bringing together of all the different realms, and all the elements are right there, which, I mean, they are everywhere, but nowhere so obviously, I think, as the beach. You have immense sky, the water just reaching out forever, you have the earth, the sand beneath your feet, and the fire from the sun, and the warmth and comfort of that. So I really like it, and also it's very windy on Lake Erie, so there's a very nice cleansing feeling that happens when the wind just whips across to you like that. So in lieu of that, I am here. Probably being on the bridle trail was a good idea. There was only one other vehicle in the parking lot with horse trailers, so there are horses on these trails right now. There's a trail that goes off that way as well, and there's the one I'm doing, which is right there. But it's very quiet on this end of the park right now, so it's probably a good decision. I hung out with Grandma yesterday, went for a walk with Grandma, so you saw that video previous to this one, and I was just telling my friend I'm just kind of going through a thing where I'm trying to take the summer off of theater in order to concentrate on the other things that I love to do, and trying to do more of my Etsy stuff and, you know, start taking yoga classes. So I purchased the 1 month unlimited pass for the yoga studio, and hopefully that'll encourage me to try to make it to yoga as often as possible, because I can take as many yoga classes within the next month starting from today as I can, and it was 50% off of that package, so I got it for half of its usual price, which is less than the normal 5-class pass. So it was an incredible deal. If I can make it to even 6 classes this month, it'll be great, but I could go to, you know, any number of them. There's only a few that I really could not do because they are during my work hours. So we'll see what I can do for that. Yeah, I'm going to end this now. I'm going to go take my walk, and maybe I'll come back later, and if not, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye. Hello again, viewers. I'm back. I'm at the end of the trail. It took me an hour and a half to do a 2.1 mile trail because I stopped numerous times and I was purposely walking slowly some of the time and enjoying things and going off and seeing different things a little ways off the trail. But it's not a trail that loops back around. It just went from one place where I had parked up and over and like windy over to another road adjacent. So I'm now at the other end of it, and there's a little restroom here, so I use the restroom, blow my nose, get my hand sanitizer, all of that good stuff, get back to square one. But now I either have to walk the same trail back 2.1 miles or walk down the road. And around here where I live, there aren't sidewalks, so it would be literally just walking along the road. But I would just have to walk straight down the road and then over onto the side road to get to where my car is. But I haven't really decided. I don't really feel like walking back on the trail. Again, even though it was a nice trail, it was very, very windy and kind of chilly in some of the shady areas. I didn't bring my hoodie, which I'm glad of. I only brought my Conway Pagan Pride shirt to wear over the tank top that I had already been wearing to try to keep me a little bit warmer, but I still had to feel the difference in temperature between the sun and the shade, which was good because I didn't want to be removed from that. If I had had my hoodie, I would have been like bundling up in it the whole time, probably had my hood up and everything, so I'm glad I didn't, but I'm enjoying the sun, so I'm kind of feeling like I want to walk down the road, actually. I don't know. We'll see, but that's where I am right now. I'm sitting on a bench by a pond. I might go lay in the grass on the other side of it or something, just for a bit, before I decide what to do. And that's that. Thank goodness for smartphones and navigation features. So I just checked where I am versus where my car is, and it took me, like I said, an hour and a half to do the trail. So even if I don't stop and I keep up a good pace, I think it'll probably still take me an hour. I don't know. I probably don't walk faster than 2 miles an hour. And I changed the setting on my navigation feature on my Google navigation to walking to see how long it would take to walk on the road. from here to my car, and it said 20 minutes. 20 minutes versus an hour. I think I'll walk down the road. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then it's sunny, and it's a main road, but it's also a straight shot, so it should be fine. Let's go! So I just met the guy who owns the land on, on both sides of this road that I am walking to get to my car. And I'm picking up all this trash on the way. My bag is almost full already. And so I ran into him. He's sitting on the side of the road. He was weed whipping, but he's sitting there taking a break. And I said, "Are you enjoying the day and taking a break?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm out of string for the weed whip, so I'm just sitting for a bit." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, here's the story." So I told him I went to the park and I had been walking and then realized that the trail doesn't loop back around, so I have to walk down the road or go back on the trail, and I'm picking up garbage on my way. Hi. And so he tells me that he owns all the land on both sides of the road and he keeps it clean. The city doesn't do it. He and his crew of people, and I see them all out there cleaning, go and pick up the garbage on both sides of this road. Now I'm only doing it on the side that I'm walking on and only the things in my path that I see. And I picked up mostly beer cans and cigarette butts, which, as you know, take a long time to disintegrate. But anyway, he was saying that they go and they pick it all up and they see a ton of stuff and they keep it pretty clean. And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it's horrible. I'm just helping you out, you know, I can't walk by it and leave it there." So he told me that he picks it up down the road and everything, but the neighbors don't like that he picks up garbage in front of their houses. And he said that one lady just down the street from where we were standing actually had written him a letter telling him not to do that because she would pick up her own garbage in front of her house. Like, what even? Most people would think that the city takes care of it between the road line and the tree line. It's not usually thought of as the individual homeowner's property. Normally the city takes care of it. Hi, squirrel. But here, this guy that owns the land is the one who does it, and I didn't even know that. So here, we're learning things too. Oh, hey, a lighter. So I'm probably about halfway back to my car, and my bag is full of beer cans and Pepsi cans and cigarette butts. Oh, this one still had Pepsi in it. Now it's on my leg. Oh, well. This is why we carry a reusable canvas grocery bag, because you can throw it in the laundry. So it doesn't matter if it's getting stuff on it. All right, I'm going to stop recording and start walking. So yeah, that's the update. Ask and you shall receive. The goddess wanted me to keep picking up trash today because just at the moment that I was about to resign myself to having to look past all the rest of the trash on the rest of my walk because my bag was completely full, I came across a large, discarded, empty dog food bag on the side of the road, which is exactly what we use for the beach cleanup because it's a reusable purpose. You don't have to use a plastic garbage bag. And it holds a lot. So I could take some of the things out of my bag to put them into the dog food bag and keep picking up garbage on my way. Awesome. Alright, so check out the size of that dog food bag I found, right? So I emptied what was in my little bag into here and then kept collecting, and that's the stuff that I actually had with me. My keys, some dark chocolate covered bananas, and an iced tea. And so this is how full the bag is. Up to there, so about 2/3 of the way full. It's mostly cans, aluminum cans, but I also found some styrofoam and paper in the last, on the last little leg of it on the side road. And this, like a whole part for a car, I don't know, gasket material, turbo twister, typhoon, I don't know what this is, but in its package and everything. It was in a ditch, so I was like, well, it's not anyone's. I can't really like put it back in their yard if they lost it or whatever. And some things like this. I found a lanyard and also one of those cassette tapes that you plug into your car. It's like a cassette adapter for something or other. I forget how they work, but that's probably the weirdest thing I found. So here we go. I only picked up one item on the actual 2-mile trail in the park itself, and that was a water bottle that was hidden behind a tree that was still full of water, so I dumped out the water and I had been carrying that around. And then all the rest of this is just from the 20 minutes of walking straight down the road and then onto the side road where my car was. So good. I feel like I've done my part. Even though I missed the beach cleanup, I still picked up a lot of trash today, and I met someone who does the same thing along that same stretch of road, and we commiserated about it for a little bit. So, a day well spent so far, I think, and it's only mid-afternoon, so I still have the rest of the day ahead of me. Thanks for watching. Blessed be. Bye.